Hello and welcome. My name is Oleg Feldgeier and I'm the CEO of Canada Green ESCO.
Keyword spotting and the magic of closing the deal. Well, this is a story about one of the most profound lessons in business of my entire career. If I only had $1 for each time I tell the story to other CEOs and encourage them to apply the same strategy toward winning the business from their own customers. It all started 30 years ago. At that time, I started an ambitious artificial intelligence software company, International Neural Machines, or INM. We developed numerous applications using neural networks, all utilizing our innovative pattern recognition software. As our AI competence grew, INM was awarded significant grants to develop applications aimed at speech recognition, and in particular at keyword spotting. With the support of the Canadian Police Research Centre, or CPRC, and the National Research Council, we developed a very accurate recognition of specific words within an unconstrained audio recording. CPRC was quite impressed with our technology and requested our help to solve a serious problem. In most cases, a police cruiser would rush to attend the accident immediately after being dispatched. However, in case of a chemical spill, the cops would first open the trunk of the car and reach out for the thick manual instead. Our objective was to build a product that would recognize the keywords such as chemical spill and retrieve the pertinent information from the operations manual. No time is wasted as the cop is being debriefed through the speech synthesizer while rushing to the scene of an accident. Our CPRC app worked very well. So to turn our prototype into a successful business offering, I identified Verizon as a key partner and a viable distribution channel. At that time, Verizon was still known as Bell Atlantic. The giant telco liked our innovative technology and saw its potential to solve their customers' problem. And shortly after our Verizon demo, the company arranged for the demonstration at one of their clients in Maryland, a maximum security prison. All prisons at that time had a big problem. The inmates were only allowed to make collect calls from within the prison walls, using only a small number of public phones installed at each institution. Since many of the criminals kept using jails as an office without the overhead, all the outgoing calls were recorded to intercept the illegal activities. Unfortunately, each prison ended up with hundreds of hours of audio recordings daily, but they had no manpower to analyze the calls and identify crime-related activities. Verizon invited us to make the presentation to the warden. Make no mistakes, it took almost 1 hour to pass the security checks, which included the dog sniffing exercise and leaving all our cell phones and watches at the gate. Not surprisingly, our prison presentation went very well, and the warden was genuinely impressed. He understood that our software would automatically scan all the daily audio in minutes, and that it will mark the suspicious audio segments for an offline review by the prison staff. The productivity gain was enormous, and the ability to zero in on criminal information uncanny. One could review all the daily suspicions in just 20 minutes. At the end of the presentation, the warden asked us for the price, and he wanted to know how much it would cost to install and maintain our system by a trusted telco provider, Verizon. Our joint response was $500,000 for a one-time site license. That was it. To my surprise, the reaction of the warden was not what we expected. In short, he said the following. Yes, he loves our system and the proposed efficiency gains. However, $500K is a lot of money, and that instead he could bring a lot of dogs in and put many more guards on the prison payroll. So his answer was, thanks, but no thanks, guys. Better luck next time. Following such an unanticipated roadblock, we regrouped. It took me about 3 weeks to convince Verizon that instead of asking for an outright purchase of the system using the capital budget, we could offer the same system in exchange for a monthly installments of about $8,000 per month. We assumed that the monthly installments could be easily covered by the operating budget of the prison without the need for a budget appropriation request. The second meeting with the warden took place shortly after we all agreed on the final numbers. The dogs, the watches, and the cell phones were all left at the gate again, and we proudly presented the benefits of our value proposition to the prison's boss. Although genuinely intrigued by our flexibility, the warden was still haunted by the long-term effect on the number of dogs and the guards in his jail, and sent us packing politely. We left the jail and decided to review our options at the nearby coffee shop. Verizon succinctly summarized the obvious. Look, we tried kicking the can not once but twice. If our proposal doesn't work at the maximum security prison, it won't work at any other prison either. End of story. Now, since my name is not Moses and I can't part water, I decided to ask Verizon the following 3 Passover questions. 1. Are collect calls made from the public phones inside the prison profitable? The answer was a decisive yes. These are the most profitable charges per minute that Verizon ever gets. 2. Since I noticed only 3 public phones on a wall and a significant prisoners lineup behind them, would 150 phones on a wall make a big difference? Once more, the answer was a resounding yes. The collect call revenues would skyrocket. 3. So my last question was, how long would it take to pay for our keyword spotting system if Verizon could install all the 150 phones at the jail? A back-of-the-envelope calculation brought the answer. It will take only 8 to 10 months until we break even. We had a winner. I asked Verizon to call the warden again and ask for a third visit the same afternoon. The warden was visibly unhappy and greeted us with a terse message. He gave us only 5 minutes to make the case and stated that he has no desire to further discuss our value proposition ever again. My proposal was short and concise. I offered to install 150 public phones at the prison at no cost. This would reduce the big lineups, significant security risk in its own right. At the same time, we would also install our keyword spotting solution at no cost to the prison. In addition, we would even share the 10% of Verizon's collect call revenues with the prison, turning our system from a cost into a profit center. Undoubtedly, we took the warden by surprise. He repeated twice my offer to ensure that he got it right. Then he reached out for the phone on his desk and called the governor of the state of Maryland. To my astonishment, his message to the governor was simple. Look, Verizon is at his office and just offered him an unbelievable deal. He's convinced, however, that immediately after leaving his prison, Verizon is going to visit additional jails in Maryland with a similar offer. All he wants is to be the first in line and that the governor owes him such a favor. Lessons learned. It doesn't really matter what are you trying to sell and to whom. The only thing that matters is what's in it for the customer. Offering lower cost at a higher value is necessary, but often not sufficient to seal the deal. Treat your customers as joint venture partners and demonstrate how you are going to make money for the both of you. My recommendations. The real magic occurs when you're able to turn customers' cost into a profit center. Use it wisely, and you will too pull the rabbit out of the hat. Do not think about how to make money from your customers. Instead, figure out how to share your profits with the customer by creating untapped revenue streams for both. All you need is to use your imagination. It was Albert Einstein who once said, "Imagination is more important than knowledge, for knowledge is limited, whereas imagination embraces the entire world, stimulating progress, giving birth to evolution." So use your imagination wisely. By doing so, you will turn your offers into irresistible value propositions and escape the competition altogether. For more information, please see my videos on YouTube and my posts on LinkedIn, Twitter, Medium, and CG's website. You can also find additional info in my book on Amazon. It's called AI Boogeyman, Dispelling Fake News About Job Losses, and on our YouTube studio channel. Thank you.